This morning, I'm going to be talking about earworms. Some of you maybe have heard of hookworms. Some of you have maybe heard of ringworm, and maybe even the devastating tapeworm. But show of hands in the room, maybe even on Zoom, how many have heard of earworms? Okay, we've got a few of you that have heard of them. Craig, if you could get that video up and share it, I would appreciate it. An earworm. This morning, I'm going to be talking about what is an earworm, why do we need to know about them, why are they around, why do they do what they do, and then maybe some ideas as to help you with a potential earworm. Craig.
Is a piano.
This song is stuck in my head, and my head loves it.
Join the party! Guys, what's wrong with you? You're not acting like yourself.
This is the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Run! Don't listen to the music, Emmett, if you want your noodle to stay al dente. Emmett, my body is squirming. I didn't know I knew how to do this. Get yourself together. Let me safe inside of you. Connor? Ripley? The other one?
Don't you see? They are trying to change us.
Don't worry, this song has like zero effect on me.
You're dancing.
Don't look at me.
Craig.
Help me! Think hard thoughts.
Well, there you go. There's a great example of an earworm. For those of you that don't know, that is from the Lego movie. For those of you that maybe don't have kids and watch those kind of movies, I have seen that movie probably a half a dozen times. So you can imagine that that song has definitely been stuck inside my head. And if you would listen to some of the lyrics of the song, a couple of the other lyrics that were, you can't help it, it's going to get stuck inside your head. And that is what an earworm is. The scientific term would be INMI, or involuntary musical imagery. I'm going to read just a short excerpt from a CBS News article that was put out a few years back. And this is what it says. Psychologists believe that they have figured out exactly why certain songs tend to stick inside our head more than others. The phenomenon called INMI, or more commonly known as earworms. Earworms are an extremely common phenomenon and an example of spontaneous cognition. The study leads author Kelly, I'm not sure how to say her last name, so I'll call her Kelly, of Durham University in the UK. She told CBS, psychologists know that humans spend up to 40% of their days engaging in spontaneous cognition and are starting to try to understand why our brains spend so much time thinking thoughts unrelated to our present task and how such thoughts might be useful. So here is that is what an earworm is. A few examples. I showed you a really great one that has been stuck inside my head many times, but a few of them that might fit into different decades. From the 2000s would be the song Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. From the 1990s would be Can't Get You Out of My Head by Kylie Minogue. And maybe from the 1980s, how about Don't Stop Believin' from Journey? Yes, every one of you is going to leave this meeting today and you're going to have some kind of an earworm in your brain. So why do these songs get stuck inside our head? Well, they say that these songs usually have some kind of an unexpected leap, or they have more repeated notes. I tend to lean toward the latter part when I think of the songs that get stuck inside of my head. And they have more repeated notes than the average song. A great example of more repeated notes would be My Sharona by The Knack. Anybody? Somebody?
No.
I'd like to go back to that article and read one more paragraph here. It says, the analysis showed that these songs most likely get stuck in people's heads because they share a common melodic contours mainly found in Western pop music. For example, such songs often follow the pattern where the first phrase or the first one rises and then the second part falls. A great example of that would be a song that I'm sure everybody in this room knows would be Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. So of course you rise as you start to sing the song and then you fall as you get to the end of the song. Or of course, a great song that actually follows the same tone would be the song Moves Like Jagger by Maroon 5. So if you know that song, think about Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, put that together with Moves Like Jagger. But it also falls in track with other songs around the world as well. The one that came to mind when I was thinking that isn't in line with Western culture would be the song that became very popular worldwide about, I think, 4 years ago. And that would be the song Gangnam Style by Psy. Whoop, 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 Gangnam Style. Yes, that's right. This often happens in a lot of children's songs, and they do that because they want these children's songs to be catchy, something that a child will grab onto, want to listen to. I have the unfortunate of being a dad to a son who really likes a song that it fits into this really well. And that is the song I'm Blue. There we go. Dave's got it. Yep. And he wants to listen to that song every single day. Of course, that's not a children's song, but my youngest son really loves that song. But when I think of my childhood, there's two specific earworms that I just have a really strong time getting out of my head when they get stuck. The first one is the Barney song, I love you, you love me. We're okay. Yep, okay. I'm moving on quickly from that one. But the one that was worse than that one was from this show Lamb Chops. And at the end of the show Lamb Chops, the puppets would come out and they would sing, "This is the song that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends." I'm going to stop right there because if you haven't heard that, you can look it up yourself. Before I get to how can we get rid of earworms, I'd like to go through a top 10 that I found. Yes, because if you don't have one stuck inside your head yet, I got to go through the top 10. Number 10, I Don't Want to Miss a Thing by Aerosmith. Number 9, Don't You Want Me by the Human League. Number 8, I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. Number 7, Beat It by Michael Jackson. Number 6, Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison. Number 5, SOS by ABBA. Number 4, Just Dance by Lady Gaga. Number 3, Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. I feel like if I hear the first 3 notes, that one's stuck inside my head the rest of the day. Number 2, Mambo Number 5 by Lou Bega. And number 1, Wannabe by Spice Girls. So what can we do to get these songs out of our head? Number 1, get another song in your head. Number 2, listen to the song all the way to the end. They say if you can hear the end of the song, a lot of times you can remove it from your brain. And number 3, and I'm not sure about this one, chew a piece of gum. Again, I'm not exactly sure what that's going to do or how it's going to get rid of a song inside your head, but chew a piece of gum. Or, if you ask me, just give in and have fun with the song. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.